The Egyptian Sphinx, a globally recognized ancient sculpture, remains shrouded in mystery. Beyond its iconic image, a wealth of secrets and enigmas surround this majestic statue. One intriguing yet unproven hypothesis suggests the existence of a hidden passage or tunnel beneath the Sphinx, leading to subterranean chambers. Historian Matt Simpson champions a compelling idea: a network of tunnels weaving beneath the sands, linking the Sphinx to the pyramids of Giza. Simpson posits that a French archaeological expedition stumbled upon a concealed entrance in 1837. According to him, Egyptologist Colonel Howard Vyse witnessed this momentous find, but both the team and Vyse were compelled to conceal their discovery. Simpson's theory lingered on the fringes of possibility until 2019, when the unveiling of clandestine tunnels beneath the Giza Plateau lent credence to his claims. Deep beneath the sands they lie, tunnels. If they truly exist, where might they lead? The connection between the pyramids and the Sphinx feels inherently logical, especially if you consider the possibility that the inner chambers of the Sphinx served a specific purpose. A lingering mystery surrounds the alleged order given to French archaeologists and a certain colonel, instructing them to remain silent about their discoveries within. Such a find could have been a monumental revelation for our understanding of history. What could be the reason for its suppression? A less debated but equally fascinating fact about the Sphinx is that it was sculpted from a single colossal piece of bedrock. Out of a solid piece of limestone, an immense figure emerged, a feat that seems utterly impossible. Yet it stands as a testament to human endeavor. 240 feet in length and 66 feet in height, this colossal monument bears witness to a vision brought to life. One can imagine hundreds of workers, day after day, chipping away at the stone, slowly revealing the iconic form we recognize today. Or at least what we think we recognize. The Sphinx that stands before us today is a testament to restoration efforts, subtly different from its original form due to the limestone blocks employed in its reconstruction. Even in our modern age, with all its technological advancements, conceiving and executing such a work of art or architectural marvel would pose a significant challenge to any construction or design firm. It is truly awe-inspiring to consider that the ancient Egyptians, armed with little more than basic hand tools, managed to bring such a monumental creation into existence. The identity of the architect who spearheaded this incredible undertaking remains shrouded in mystery, lost to the sands of time. Unlike many other Egyptian monuments, the Sphinx bears no inscriptions that reveal the identity of its creators. This has led some to speculate about the possibility of its extraterrestrial origins. One theory suggests the Sphinx might have originally been dedicated to Anubis, the jackal-headed god. Contrary to the widely accepted archaeological view that the Sphinx's face is that of the pharaoh Khafra, there are those who disagree. One intriguing perspective is that it was originally a lion, representing the astrological sign of Leo. While lions might not have held an especially exalted place in ancient Egyptian culture, dogs, thanks to Anubis, were deeply revered. Consider the shape of the Sphinx, its flat back, and the positioning of its paws. Could it be that this isn't a lion at all, but a dog, faithfully guarding the slumber of the pharaohs of old? Does its form perhaps evoke the image of a canine? Anubis, the guardian of the necropolis, adds another layer to the Sphinx's mystery. Should Giza Plateau indeed be considered a necropolis, the presence of a colossal Anubis figure as its protector would be fitting. The question arises, could the Sphinx's face have undergone significant alterations since its creation? It's a plausible scenario. The Sphinx remains shrouded in enigma, its body devoid of any inscriptions to unveil the secrets of its origins. Stripped of fanciful theories linking it to the god Anubis, and presuming the statue depicts the pharaoh Khafre, its construction likely occurred between 2558 and 2532 BC. Yet definitive proof remains elusive, fueling ongoing debate among scholars regarding its true creator, the driving forces behind its creation, and the statue's original purpose. It's remarkable how little is known about one of the largest sculptures in the world and the most ancient monumental sculpture in Egypt. The original name eludes us. Paradoxically, it's never mentioned in Old Kingdom texts. During the New Kingdom, it was referred to as Hor-em-Akhet, likely not its first designation. Around 2,000 years ago, the enigmatic monument became known as the Sphinx. The absence of any records detailing the construction of the Sphinx or the attribution of its name within a civilization renowned for meticulous documentation stirs suspicion. One can't help but wonder if such records were deliberately destroyed, and if so, what could have been the motive? Furthermore, the question looms large. What fate befell the Sphinx's nose? Legend whispers that Napoleon Bonaparte's troops, during their Egyptian campaign in 1798, blasted off the Great Sphinx's nose during a heated battle near Giza. While this dramatic tale has found its way into some history books, the truth is far more elusive. Concrete evidence and eyewitness accounts supporting this narrative are strikingly absent. Indeed, the available clues point to a different story altogether. According to the Arab historian Ahmad al-Makraza, the Sphinx was already noseless way back in the 15th century, possibly even earlier, which means the lost nose predates Napoleon's arrival by 300 years. Awak Resi posited that a Fatimid sheikh by the name of Muhammad Sayyam al-Dar was to blame for the Sphinx's missing nose, though definitive proof remains elusive. Perhaps the most contentious theory claims that Europeans deliberately broke off the nose upon their arrival in Egypt. Their alleged motive was to conceal the sculpture's African features, thereby suppressing any notion that the ancient Egyptians were of African descent. Another suggestion attributes the damage to water erosion. However, this explanation introduces a new layer to the riddle. Evidence is mounting that the true age of the Sphinx might be revealed by examining the effects of water on its structure, suggesting it could be far older than previously believed. Geologist Robert Schoch posits that the erosion patterns visible on the Sphinx's flanks could only have been caused by millennia of consistent rainfall. This region of Egypt hasn't experienced such regular, heavy rainfall in over 7,000 years. However, Schoch estimates the Sphinx's erosion characteristics point to a much more ancient origin, possibly around 12,000 years ago. Imagine a discovery so profound it could rewrite the very foundations of our understanding of ancient Egypt. While many of his peers dismiss him as a fringe theorist, archaeologist Schoch dares to challenge established narratives. The presence of water erosion on the Sphinx, a monument synonymous with arid desert landscapes, presents a conundrum that mainstream theories struggle to address. Interestingly, in the 18th century, the Sphinx was largely obscured from view, casting doubt on the popular tale of Napoleon's troops being responsible for its missing nose. Until 1798, the Sphinx remained shrouded in the sands of Egypt, a silent sentinel guarding secrets of a bygone era. Beneath the shifting sands, a secret lay hidden for centuries, unknown and unsuspected. It wasn't until the very crown of its head emerged from the desert that people realized something monumental slumbered beneath. The true unveiling began in the 1920s when a French engineer named Émile Barrès took on the daunting task. For 10 long years, he dedicated himself to the project, and finally in 1936, the world gazed upon the Sphinx in its full, breathtaking glory for the first time. Before Barrès' success, luminaries such as Italian explorer Giovanni Caviglia and French archaeologist Auguste Mariette had attempted to excavate the Sphinx, but each was ultimately deterred by the sheer scale of the endeavor. It's almost inconceivable that the Sphinx could have been buried so profoundly by mere chance. To suggest such a thing is akin to proposing that the sands themselves might rise up and swallow the pyramids whole. The Sphinx was interred deliberately. The question of who orchestrated this act and what their motivations were remains a haunting enigma. We have touched upon this mystery before, but now it deserves our undivided attention. Did the Sphinx once boast a complete head? The monument's face, ravaged by at least 4,500 years of desert exposure, shows more than just natural erosion. While the missing nose is infamous, could the damage extend to a lost forehead, a missing crown, or even a long-vanished beard? The relentless sands and time have undoubtedly taken their toll, but not all the Sphinx's scars were earned through the ages alone. The Sphinx's face tells a story of possible repeated defacement or alteration. The head seems oddly small for the body, a discrepancy that defies the Egyptians' renowned precision in sculpting. This disproportion suggests the head might have been replaced, hinting at the Anubis theory, Or perhaps it was so heavily eroded and reshaped that its original form is almost entirely lost. A recent enigma surrounding the Sphinx's face resurfaced with a photograph that was published in 2022. The monument appeared with its eyes shut, an impossibility given that since its excavation in the 1930s, the Sphinx's eyes have always been open. Yet, images flooded social media depicting the sculpture with eyelids firmly closed, as if slumbering. Some esotericists even proclaim this as a harbinger of impending doom. However, a more rational explanation for this miracle likely exists. The internet was recently abuzz with images of the Sphinx sporting closed eyes, igniting a wave of speculation. As it turns out, there are really only two viable explanations. One posits a simple optical illusion, chalking the phenomenon up to a trick of perspective in the original photograph. The other, and perhaps more plausible theory, suggests the hand of digital manipulation. It seems a skilled photo editor might be behind the enigmatic slumber of the ancient monument. Given the variety of photographic angles available, the Photoshop explanation appears most probable. We can assure you that thousands upon thousands of visitors who have beheld the Sphinx since the circulation of these fabricated images have witnessed it with its eyes firmly closed. Furthermore, the speculation surrounding the potential existence of a beard on the Sphinx has previously been brought to light. Recognition is unavoidable. This isn't merely a possibility, it's a stark reality. A fragment of the Sphinx's beard resides within the British Museum's collection, a silent testament to an era long past. It's just one of many ancient Egyptian artifacts that found its way far from the sands of its origin. The official narrative suggests the beard, fractured into pieces, was discovered scattered between the Sphinx's colossal paws during the 19th century. Despite the myriad of myths that envelop this ancient guardian, its more recent history is shrouded in mystery, mirroring the enigma of its ancient origins. It's a well-documented fact that the Sphinx's front paws lay buried beneath the sands until the 1930s, though some theorize Cavillia may have initially reached the paws before abandoning the full excavation. And perhaps surprisingly to some, the Sphinx's beard is not a myth, it's a real artifact. There's even an active campaign in Egypt to gather all the fragments and restore it to its rightful place on the monument's chin. The question then becomes, what's the key takeaway from all of this? What crucial insight have we gained about the Sphinx? The enigma surrounding the Sphinx's age captivates the imagination. Though we can't pinpoint its creation, an intuition whispers that it predates the pyramids it guards by millennia. Perhaps it arose during the reign of Khafre, around 2600 BC. Yet the possibility remains that it already stood as an ancient sentinel, even before the pharaoh's birth. Erosion patterns etched into the limestone of the Sphinx ignite a captivating mystery. Should we entertain the possibility that this colossal monument is 9,000 years old, or even older, we must reconsider the established narrative of its creation by the ancient Egyptians, or at least the Egyptians as we understand them. Perhaps it was erected by a more advanced civilization that predated the Egyptian Empire, a culture that potentially laid the very foundation for their successor's magnificent civilization. This isn't about extraterrestrial intervention, as conspiracy theorists might suggest, but rather a profound question arises. Who inhabited this land before the Egyptians rose to prominence? The true enigma of the Sphinx lies in its intended purpose and who built it. Few are unacquainted with the iconic visage of the Great Sphinx, yet the rationale behind its creation remains shrouded in mystery. Should we accept the notion that it embodies Pharaoh Khafre, it strikes one as an act of unparalleled vanity, even for an Egyptian ruler. One would expect the creation of such a monument to set a precedent, yet none of Khafre's successors attempted to erect their own Sphinx. Furthermore, if the sculpture was initially conceived as an effigy of the god Anubis, what prompted the shift in design? And finally, why is the head of the Sphinx so disproportionately small compared to its immense body? These questions continue to fuel debate and intrigue surrounding this ancient wonder. What became of the original head of the Sphinx? Why are there no written accounts detailing the creation of this colossal statue? What was it called when it was first built? Did it serve a higher purpose, or was it simply a breathtakingly massive sculpture intended to commemorate the power and influence of a particular pharaoh at a specific point in time? The veil of mystery surrounding this ancient monument remains thick, with many questions still unanswered. Having journeyed through these narratives, one can't help but wonder, captivated by the enigmas of Egypt, and perhaps feel a touch of its ancient allure. A land where pharaohs ruled and gods walked among mortals, leaving behind mysteries etched in stone and whispered on the desert winds. The secrets of pyramids, the riddles of the Sphinx, the enigmatic spells in tombs, and the grand life of the Egyptian gods. It is a fascinating topic to explore.